Y'all already know how this go. Gotta make a phone call. This one is very important because somebody done lost their mind. Yeah, I'm glad you answered the phone. Listen, Mr. Henry Daddy, that daughter-in-law you got, you know she done lost her man. Yes, she has. She done tried to blackmail Henry. Yes. Yeah. Y'all know he talk loud. That's what I'm saying. Yes. See, let me tell you something. Yeah. But yeah, I know. But see what he ain't gonna let me talk. Yeah. But see, okay. All right. Okay, I finna hang up. All right, I finna hang up. All right, bye. Y'all, you still talking. All right, y'all, let's go and get this started because I got a lot to say. Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Kourtney and my husband Eddie that normally sits alongside of me is not here. I'm doing this review solo. So before we get into it, let me tell you what this channel is all about. This channel is about us. We do relationship topics, reviews, and right now I'm doing Married at First Sight. Yes, I am. It was a hot mess. And y'all already know I'm finna give Christina the business because I done talked to Henry Daddy and yeah, he had some words. I couldn't play him on here. It's just, I couldn't. All right, you guys. But before we get into that, I know y'all is wondering like, what kind of shirt you got on, girl? That shirt is nice. I know, right? Let me tell you, I am now a brand ambassador for 3BL. That is 3 Elevated by Lex. You need to go and check her out on Instagram as well as Facebook, and definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. This woman is amazing. She will have you fit and fine in this quarantine. You definitely got to go and check her out. So yeah, she has you doing challenges. She tells you about your eating plan. She also helps you as far as your losing weight and trying to reduce your belly fat as well as your body fat. So definitely go and check her out. I'm going to put all the information down below. I'm on the challenges. I'm working out. I'm trying to do a little something because I ain't trying to be chunky in no quarantine, right? I know, right? And I'm trying to get an ab. Maybe 1 or 2. You know, 6-pack. Maybe I'm good for 1 or 2, something like that. But yeah, definitely go and check her out. You will not regret it. So I'm going to put the information down below. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. So it first starts off, the name of it is called Packing Your Bags. They're riding home from, if you watched the last episode, then you know that they went on a, what's it called, couples trip or, you know, a little getaway and stuff like that. And they're trying to do more things because they've been quarantined for so long. So it was a good little getaway. And on the way back, it seems like everybody was enjoying the car ride except for Christina and Henry. Excuse me. It seems like the other ones were jamming to the music, laughing and having a good time. But Christina and Henry were just silent. Crickets. And it should be. It really should be. Okay, so Christina and Henry are not talking. And he really and truly wants to get into depth about the text message that she sent him. Because you know that she accused him of having an affair with a guy. And it is so false. It is so bogus that it's not true. And so he wants to get more into that. So how can you move forward with that? Somebody accused you of first having an affair. And then they'll accuse you of having an affair with a type that's not yours. You know, so he really is offended. That's very offensive. So Woody and Armani, they're talking on basically how their levels are. You know, she said at first it was a 50%, but hers may be increasing a little as far as their love, as far as they're into it, as far as how they think that the marriage is going to go. And he said that he's pretty much almost at 100. She is a little skeptical still. I think of putting her all into it, because she's just waiting for the and I can kind of, let's see, relate in that area when me and my husband, where we were in that stage of dating, and he asked to marry me. It was almost still like, you kind of waiting for something to happen, something to fall out the sky, something to, to kind of call things off. But I do understand that reservation, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have one. But I guess, when you've been through so much as a woman, or you've been hurt and stuff like that, then you kind of just like, you're looking for something, So let's move on to our favorite couple. Y'all already know. Karen and Miles. Yeah, I thought I was going to say somebody else. So they're talking about, decision day and everything. And one thing I'm saying, Karen do like her feet rubbed a lot. Like, you need to go get a massage. Like, why is you just using Miles for that? That's your level of intimacy. That's the only way you want to be touched, if he rubbing your feet. So selfish. So she asked, would you rub my feet? And so anyway, he was talking about him having gray hair. And he said, I got it from you. And she said, well, you could use to stand to grow up a little. So he was like, she was like, you know what, you should have known that was coming. And so they was talking about decision day and how things are gonna go. So this part of the episode is really having their friends and their family kind of, chiming in and seeing how things are going to go, trying to get their opinion. So a money friend, Nicole, she came in, and I really liked her. I liked the advice that she gave. I'm sure that it was, coached by the producers. They kind of pushed her to do that, but she seems very comfortable in asking these questions. So she says she feels good about, decision day. Amani says she feels good about where they are. She feels good in her marriage. And she's really feeling him. She said, well, I know you had a problem with, he said, I love you first, and you were still not there. So how do you feel about that? She was like, well, girl, we exchange loves. Now we like back and forth with the love. So we good in that area. Now, let me tell you one thing that Amani did not say, because she did ask, well, have y'all had any big arguments or anything like that? She said, well, the only thing I really have a problem with him is him really not paying attention. Like, I can be talking to him and he's maybe not 100% invested in, or I'm not sure how his attention span is. But she did not tell her friend about them DMs. Now, that was an argument that they had, And I don't blame you. It ain't like you got to tell your friend every detail. But sometimes, even if you was to tell your friend, be like, oh, girl, well, honey, he cheating, girl. You better watch him. What's up in them DMs? Because your friend can start putting stuff in your head that cannot be true, and stuff you really, truly don't want to hear. So she, like I said, she feels like Woody doesn't pay close attention like he should. But the best part about marriage is that she like being married. Like, you coming home to your best friend, you're talking about everything. She said he watched movies with her and stuff like that. So they're building their friendship, and I think that's great. Like, me and my husband do that. We still love being in each other's presence. Of course, we get our breaks. I'm on one side of the house, he on the other side, well, upstairs, downstairs. But, we come together. I still smile when I see him. He still smiles when he sees me. So, that I can see Amani and Woody really, really lasting. And when they have their bumps and their hiccups, if they have to get counseling, that's fine. But I really see them pressing through. So let's move on to Bennett's friend. Now, let me tell you, Bennett's friends look weird. And the older one looks a little creepy. Now, he reminded me, the creepy one, he reminded me of the good devil. The name of good devil is, of the good angel and the bad angel. Talking. Now, the good one, the creepy one was the bad one. Because he giving Bennett all the negativity, but he's really causing him to think. So I can't hate on him for that. So he says, one thing that Bennett is concerned about, he's, should I stay in this marriage or should I dip? Should I leave? Get a divorce? The creepy guy said, y'all been basically playing house. So are you sure that you are now talking to the representative? I mean, you're not still talking to the representative. And what that means is that sometimes when you're in the dating process, you have a person. That's basically what Karen is saying about Miles. She wants to see the real Miles, because everybody has a representative. The representative is going to be nice, appeasing, what you want, I'll flow with it. But then the real person is going to be like, I'm tired, I don't want to deal with that, I don't want to be bothered, looking mad all the time or whatever. So you don't know what you're going to get. So a lot of times people give you their representative, and then later on you'll see the real person. So that's basically what he's saying. He said, one thing about it is like, y'all are not really getting to know each other. Like, y'all had some real arguments? Have y'all had some real, difficulties, some hardships? Y'all haven't been through anything. It's just basically been, sunshine and roses with y'all. So y'all ain't been through nothing. He said, but when you go through stuff, it's like a real process. It's a real process of life. And his friend was saying too that, he was saying, well, when I go off to Virginia, of course, I'm going to be, half here and half there. He said, so when you go off to Virginia, like, what you going to be doing? Like, you ain't going to have no job. You ain't going to have no money. Like, what you going to be doing? You just going to be waiting at home like a dog till she come home, and you're going to be like all joyed then? And I was like, well, that's true. It's something to think about. Especially when Amelia kind of reveals some stuff later on that I'm going to talk about. Yeah. And then she said she'll be working a lot. I don't know now. Okay, so now let's move on to Woody Grandmama. Y'all know I called her a couple weeks ago. Yep. I ain't know Woody Grandma's still married. I missed that, honey. I missed that. So when I called her, I ain't no man. So, So anyway, she came out with her little wig on and them tied down. She was sipping on that drink. I need to know what you was sipping on, Grandma. Was that Kool-Aid? Was that communion? What was that? But you was sipping mighty hard with your little umbrella. So, anyway, he was talking to his grandmother about, the decision and everything. So, his grandmama was saying, I like y'all as a couple. I think that y'all will make it. Y'all seem to be, good. One thing about him, Woody was saying, when he was single, it was boring to him. He said, I got tired of the same old thing, the same mundane thing. Take a woman out, you buy dinner, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And, and he said that became expensive. That's the stuff my husband was saying. He was like, look, I can be doing all that dating. He did date, but he was like, he had to slow it down because it was getting expensive out there. You got to take a woman out. You got to do this. You got to do that. If that don't work, on to the next one. That don't work, on to the next one. So he said it got pretty boring for him. So he was really ready to settle down and get married. And the grandma was like, one thing about, he was like, Grandma, what can you give me as far as advice? And, you've been married a long time. What is it? She said, one thing about it, you need to pay attention. Well, I guess Woody got that from his granddaddy, because that's one thing Amanda was saying. Just pay attention when I'm talking to you. Just be in it. But I guess just like a regular man, my husband be like, could you just please get to the point? Because, I got to go all around the mountain, pick up somebody, drop them off, and then go in there and feed the baby, come back out, and then put somebody else in the car, and then tell them, I got to go all I do. That's just it. That's who I am. That's just what I do. That's who I am. That's what I'm going to do. And he know that by now. Nope, you got to listen to all of it. And so sometimes men attention span is just not that long. And so it is what it is. So Amanda just gonna have to deal with that, or tell him, hey, listen, pay attention. I need for you to, and he may jump in and out of the paying attention. So the grandmama was just saying, you just got to make sure that you pay attention. And you also make sure you have to be consistent. That is so true. Be consistent. Whatever you're doing, please make sure that you be consistent. And, I think it was he that said that it was hard to find somebody to, kind of click with. I think that was, I don't know if she or he said it, but it's kind of hard to find somebody to click with out here. I think that was him that said it. And so anyway, so he was, happy. Grandma gave some good advice from what we saw. And she seems to be very happy that he's happy. As long as he's happy, that's a baby right there, honey. She stayed with him. He stayed with her. Yeah, he stayed with her. Yeah. They say probably roommates, but anyway. But he did have on a shirt that I liked. It was called Black, Happy, and Married. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So Black, Happy, and Married. Okay, so now let's move on to Miles' friend. They gave him some straight up truth. Miles was truthful and the friend was truthful too. So it was asked, what Now let me say that I wrote these my notes. Sometimes I get my notes confused with whatever. But what I wanted to say, Miles asked his friend, what you want to drink? He said, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. See, I ain't no drinker, so I can't call all that stuff out. But I said, oh, Miles got a lot of drinks because he is married to Karen. He probably do a lot of drinking. Girlfriend done drived him to really, really drink. Especially being in there by himself. He can't touch her. He been in the quarantine. So yeah. That was just me. So, Miles said it's been tough. Karen, oh yeah, he explained the story about, Karen had some clothes, like she had some clothes in the dryer, and I guess she put them out, she was going to fold them, so she put them over there in the chair. He said that he was on the couch. I guess it was a vacant spot by there. So she grabbed her something to eat, before she got ready to fold the clothes. Instead of her coming over there and sitting next to him, she sat on the actual arm of the chair where the clothes were in the chair instead of sitting up. I said, oh, yep. This ain't, nah, they ain't gonna work. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I had high hope. I was optimistic. I had faith. I had it all. But yeah, it ain't gonna work. Girlfriend don't even want to sit by him. Like, she don't. She don't. She don't. Okay. So, he said that she thinks that I'm over emotional. Miles said that one thing he had to do is take a step back, because she wasn't giving him what he needed. And everything about Karen looks good on paper, has a good job. She's smart. She's beautiful. She, is attractive. She's everything that it looks like he wanted. But she basically, I think, is not 100% vested in him. Like, she's really not into him. He didn't say that. He said, and as far as the food and everything, he said, I know that we're not in love, but she cooks that food with love. Like, food be good. He says it's the bomb. So one thing about it, if they decide to not stay married, he gonna miss that food because it looked like he was eating good. And he also said that, he needs to make sure that she's gonna be in a place of intimacy with him, because he was like, we haven't been intimate, and I don't know what that's gonna look like when we do, and it may not vibe. It may not work for them. So he said, and that could be a deal breaker. So what do you think will get y'all to the deep part and from the surface level, under the surface? And Miles said time. And he was like, well, y'all ain't got no time. He like, I know. So let's move on to this virtual tarot card reading with Amelia. Basically, the witch, because that's what she called it. She wanted to get advice from the witch. Me personally don't believe in all of that stuff, but that's them on this show. So I'm going to talk about this part. She said that the witch was very helpful. And I was like, that girl, she's shuffling them Uno cards. She's shuffling them. So she said that she was very helpful. And it basically sounded like she said some things that was already said or she already knew. Nothing new. At the end, the Lord cut it out. Click, click, click. Because the girl screen went off. Yep. Just shut it off. All right. I said, thank you, Jesus. I see you moving. Anyway, y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. All right. So she did tell her that, she had some anxiety. She noticed that she had some anxiety and some fear, of course, about the move. So she had her friends there and everything. And she was beginning to tell her friends that she had a dream about Bennett being this big old cucumber. And, and she sliced them and she was about to eat them. And he whispered and said, hey, it's me. So I didn't think about that dream long, but I'm quite sure that I probably can interpret it if I sat there and thought about it. Because maybe he doesn't feel big enough. I don't know. But I'm quite sure that dream is a little bit easier to interpret, but I just don't feel like it. Okay. Not saying that I can't. God sometimes would allow me to interpret my dreams or sometimes my husband's dreams, but that one seems a little bit simple, but it is some kind of fear, that she probably has. All right, so let's move on to Karen friends coming in. Karen friend, both of them are beautiful, but the one with the long hair, honey, she came in ready, honey. I guess she thought she was gonna see Miles. That's the one that should be with Miles. That one right there. I don't know if she married. I don't know if she got a man and then, but that one should be with mafs, I think. She seems like she's more in tune with him, and she knows, probably, how to work it. All right, so Karen friends come in and they said, that I'm very hopeful of your relationship, and she sounded like she was shocked. Really? Yeah, they was like, yeah, I'm optimistic about your relationship. I think it'll work. Miles, she was saying that Miles has been stressing because, of course, the Black Lives Matters, the things that's been going on in society right now, and and I'm trying to, of course, talk him through that. She did express that she felt like Miles wasn't real in the beginning, because, again, we talk about she felt like she was seeing the representative, not the true Miles. She wants to see the true Miles. She wants to see what that Miles is like. And, of course, I'm sure she got a chance to see that, especially in this pandemic. And a friend began to say, one of them said, well, it seems like Miles is very affectionate. And if you're not, that's really not going to work. If he wants his love language is affection, that's very important. And it's not going to work if yours is opposite. If you don't give Miles the affection he loves, it could be a problem. That's what one of the friends said. And she began to say in her incidents, like she said, I don't have a problem if my man's love language is affection. She said, I don't have a problem with giving him that because I love him. I want to please him. So I want to give him what he wants. And see, that's the problem right there. Karen don't want to give Miles what he wants because she, I guess, not into him. She's not loving him. She's not headed that way. They just good friends. That's basically it. And I hate to admit that, but they just good friends. And this episode made me really realize Miles is not going to go through with it. He's going to say no. So, single ladies, I think Miles going to be available if he ain't already got somebody. So, she said that one thing about Miles is that Miles is, because Karen keeps talking about this masculinity and stuff like that. So they broke it down, and I do understand what she's saying. She basically wants a man to take charge. She wants a man that she can submit to, a man that's going to put her in her place and say, hey, girl, and I understand that. When I was dating, I can kind of feel, I never said that they wasn't masculine. They just didn't vibe with me. And so with my husband is very versatile. I think, he can be silly, he can be childish, as well as myself. But when he put that bass in the voice, this girl know how to line right on up. And I think that's not what Miles is doing. And like the friend said, it seems like if you need to be put in your place, Miles gonna be like, oh, okay, well, what can I do? Like, rub my feet, I'm like, girl, I ain't rubbing your feet, and I'm always rubbing your feet. Put your feet down. Put them in some shoes. So something like that. So I understand what her friend is saying. And Miles, to me, is not doing that only because Karen seems so, I think, fragile. She seems like on edge. Last time it seemed like she wanted to file a police report. So I think that because of that, he's not able to be his 100% authentic self. I don't think so, because she's not allowing him to be. Hope that makes sense. That's just my opinion. And the question was, can you see us together? And one of the friends like, yeah, I can see y'all together. I can see y'all making it, But again, like I said, one thing about you like an alpha male, and somebody put you in your place, and Miles just doesn't seem to be that for you. And the friend did say that, on camera, that she believes that Karen is giving all she got, and they did ask a question, have y'all been kissing and stuff like that or whatever. She was like, yeah, we gave a kiss. I was like, girl, no, not for real, honey. All right, so let's move on to Brett and his friend. Not even sure why Brett is even there, because they're no longer married, but I guess they're just kind of tying up some loose ends. So Brett's friend basically was totally honest, and I think that his friend should have been the one to maybe talk to Olivia to kind of see how he is. And I think maybe he did in the beginning, but I can't remember. But Brett tells his friend that we decided not to stay together. Our brother say, bro, you decided not to stay together. And you didn't tell your friend all the petty stuff you did. All right. So he said the pandemic brought some things out, and rightfully so. They're happy that they were able to get some things out. They kind of see everything before they say yes on decision day. They can kind of adjust to everything. I don't think they would have said that yes anyway. So he said that one thing about y'all is, he said, both of y'all was both nitpicky. It sounds like that y'all were both nitpicky, both petty, both stubborn. And his friends called him out. He said that he's really surprised that, one thing about Brett, that Brett is selfish. He's self-centered. I may be adding some stuff to it because and it's all about him. And, he's had to get on Brett a couple of times, even in their friendship, on him being selfish and stubborn. Brett's friend said that, I don't think he's surprised that it didn't work out, because he just know how his friend is. And I'm saying this to myself, why he even try for this? Why did he even go out for this show? Because he's really not willing to change. He's just, like he said, gonna date, I guess, till you get old. He probably never get married. So Olivia tells her friend about it, and it seems like Olivia wanted to cry. They tell her friend that they did not make it, they didn't work out. One thing about it, I think a friend asked, did she have any regrets? Is it something that she could have done? She said, well, she could have showed more affection, and I think that probably played a role in it. And I think too it did, because he probably didn't think that you were into him, maybe, which is why that sometimes he just kind of like being sarcastic and floated along. He said that she really and truly wants to get married, because it's nice to come home to somebody and to be in love. Once again, I think she just wants a roommate, a loving roommate. Now let's move on to this Christina situation. All right, let's go. First of all, is that Christina friend or her father? Second of all, did she pay that man? Because all he was like, yep. So he had all the facial expressions. So did she pay him? Where he come from? Is he working down there at the airport? Is he part of TSA? Where you meet him at? Because he don't seem like he no friend of yours. I'm just saying. So she said me and Henry are in a friendship mode. Not after what you said, baby. Y'all is not friends. You think y'all friends. That's the problem. You think a lot of stuff. Henry on the other end is not thinking it. Henry is really checked out. Totally. And I'm not sure. I guess Henry is not the type of person. He don't want confrontation. But he really should let you have it up and down, down and up. And told you everything. Because he got you thinking that everything is going to be okay. She wants somebody that's stable. She's so shocked that he stayed in this, especially after you did what you did. She said that she has been loved deeply before, and she deserved by many people, and she deserved to be loved. I was like, who? Your mama? Your grandma? Your auntie? Whoever them folks was there when you got married. Like, them the people, because Christina, nobody's going to tolerate your actions, your antics. Nobody. Not in a marriage, not in a long-term relationship. Nobody. Maybe you need to go on Love and Lock Up. I've tried to watch it. Can't really stomach that. It's just too whatever. But you seem like your stuff, the way you be acting, you need to go on Love and Lock Up. Now find you somebody that's locked up to love. Maybe that's who you need. Yep. Bam. Got you. Girl, thank me later. You can send me some in the cash app. All right. She said one thing about Henry that, what she liked about him. I think friend asked what you liked about him and stuff. She was like, he's funny. He's great. He's talented. If you really pay attention to him, he has a great sense of humor. All this stuff. And I know that about Henry. I've been telling y'all that from the jump. Y'all just didn't want to believe me. So now let's talk to Henry's friend. She some kind of therapist. She really is. I don't know, but she acts like it. She asked how was married life. And he said one thing about it, it's been a struggle. we've been struggling in a lot of areas. Duh. And I don't think he told his friend about what she said, because if so, she really probably would have went off. And he may have told. Or maybe I missed that part. Y'all tell me. She said, well, and he said something about honesty. She said, well, honesty has not been on your part. By no means. It's on the other end part. And the producer asks, you know, do you think that she is a liar? And she's like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she's a liar. She's a liar. You not going to lie on my friend. I know Henry has been honest. He's been transparent. And yeah, you ain't finna do him like that. Henry told us that, and this was the beginning of the video I was talking about when she was trying to blackmail him, that she was holding the allegations that she told him over his head. And she basically said that, you know, we need to finish this process through the decision day. I told that girl need a place to stay, and she wants to get this check. She wants to get this check, so if they cancel, she won't get the check. She already got the check set. She already got it paid out, because it's going to pay for a new apartment that she's going to get, because y'all know she ain't have nowhere to stay. Okay, I just helped y'all out. Okay, thank me later. If she it said that she was gonna basically, you know, hold it over his head, and if he didn't continue with it. So to me, that's blackmail. Straight up blackmail. We know what we dealing with. Yep, get back on your meds, girl. Get back on your meds. All right, so let's move on to Woody and Amani. And they're doing date night. So all the couples, they done through talking to their friends, thank God. And now they're going on to their different dates. Amani looking cute as always. And her husband looking fly. Y'all know he look fly. So they was out and they're going to a restaurant. And so I guess the restaurant now, you know, because of the pandemic, they have their seats outside. So they eating their food and stuff like that. And, you know, they vibing with each other. And Woody started getting choked up because he was like, you know, I finally, I'm getting emotional. I finally found the one that's for me. And I want to have the relationship and the marriage like my grandparents had. And I'm finally finding that. And he said that he is in love. And I was like, and Amani was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And this was after she got on him about eating up her food. So she, you know, she had a few choice words. She was like, oh my gosh, oh, that's a deal breaker. You eat my food? Oh, you ain't say me nothing? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I thought that was cute. She said she wants some brown sugar. He was like, okay, check. Telling y'all, Lifetime, I know y'all watch my reviews. Don't play with me. I know y'all do. Y'all need to get them their own show. Add that grandmama in there. What? Add add Amani parents and fathers in there. Yep. I'm telling y'all, they need their own show. Lifetime, Woody, and Amani need their own show. Spinoff. Let's just see how it flows. I think that they are great characters. I think that they work well. We ain't gonna have no drama, just a little fun, just light laughter, you know. Yeah. Thank me later. Send me a check. P.O. Box. All right, so let's move on to Bennett and Amelia. And they was basically, you know, celebrating their, you know, next to the last night for decision day. And so she come in there and he got the balloons for her. He made her a crown and all that stuff. And I thought all that sweet. Now, this part was the part where it just pretty much got all of us, I think, you know. Amelia did admit that she really she wanted to get on reality TV. She did this. She didn't think that she was going to get picked. She got picked and she was like, oh, okay, well, you know, pretty much I'm good with people, so I can flow. You know, I can get along with anybody, whoever they pair me up with. So her initial thing wasn't coming in here to get married. It basically was just coming in something to do and then to get on reality TV. And I cannot imagine being Bennett and your spouse saying this. Their motive really and truly wasn't initially to find love. Now, granted, she probably found it. She loved it. She had no regrets, but her motive for coming on was not what he expected. And he's very leery, especially since, you know, their friend been talking in their ear. Especially since his friend has been saying stuff, it's causing him to think. So yeah, he's a little concerned about that. And y'all see it, like his stomach just probably started turning and bubbling because he was eating that pizza. It looked like he was losing all of his appetite. So I hope, I would have preferred that he talked to her. I don't know if he did, but I preferred if he talked to her and get that out and just kind of express his feelings, because she would have probably said no. But that's why I came on. But I'm so happy. I'm glad I did it. It's not just a reality show. You know, she did say something about, you know, she won't have the cameras and feeling like a movie star. I'm like, girl, you're saying too much, you're doing too much. Now your motor's starting to look a little twisted now. Y'all was voted as the #1 couple, best couple, you and Woody and Amani. And now you saying stuff that's a little flaky. Stop. Just shut up. Okay, so now Christina and Henry went on a date night. Not sure why. Honey, we could have went through drive-through. I would have brought you something back. You stay at home. I go pick it up and you sit in this apartment. You go in your room. I go in mine. We didn't even have to fake the phone. Because this right here was total fake. Christina, how do you feel about decision day? She asked him that. He said, well, you know, let me tell you. I didn't even write nothing down. Let me tell you. He is ready for it to be over with. He is so ready. He is so ready, basically. So she was like, you know, well, you know, I'm excited. You know, I didn't write none of that stuff down because all she was saying was absolutely fake. You have accused this man of some horrible allegations, and you want him to sit there and eat dinner with you. He said that the stuff she was saying, he's like, we in two different worlds. He was like, the stuff she was saying, I just knew that, like, no. You saying all this stuff about me? He said, I was trying to keep myself from laughing. And I think he was really trying to keep himself from going off. You should have called your daddy. Your daddy is your voice, that loud. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people can't say what they really want to say. But tell somebody that don't mind telling nobody off. You should have called your daddy. Yep, you should have called him. One thing that she said that she's proud of them both. I'm sorry, I did write something down. But they stuck it out. She's acting out because she's normally, like Karen, used to a man putting her in her place. And he's not like that. So she wants to apologize. No, first apologize for what you said. Apologize for what you did. Apologize for saying them lies. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Whew. And then she's going to have the nerve to say, what's some things you like about me? I would say none. If you told the truth, I would like that about you, but no. And Henry just muddled through it. Bless his heart. You know, he just muddled through it, and that girl started crying. She started crying, y'all. I'm like, I would have did like Woody. Check. Time to go. It's time to go. This girl, it's time to go. It's time to go. I'm going to go home. You go to some hospital and get some kind of help. Because you tripping hard. Now, some stuff could be PMS and cycle and all that stuff, but I don't think that's what it is. The girl just not all together. So, let's move on to Karen and Miles. Now, did y'all know and pay attention to the music that they were playing? Y'all know I try to pay attention to and write it down. It's a song that said, we've been friends for so long. Because that's about all they are. Good friends. And I don't know if y'all noticed, you know, at the end when they were hugging, they were just hugging like, and he was hugging like, everything gonna be okay, take care of yourself, because this pretty much gonna be the last time we probably had this kind of interaction. He was like, yep, take care of yourself, you know, be good in life, you know, because Miles is not, he's not. I'm convinced, I was convinced that they were gonna make it, but he's not. So Karen and him are talking. They got the little candle set, and of course, you know, they bond well around food. She cooks, which is great. You know, that's one thing I'm sure, you know, he love about her. What's important to her, they begin to say basically what's important to them as far as having a mate. So what's important to her is somebody that gives her that masculine energy. Somebody that, you know, she can come home to, somebody that, you know, is in charge, somebody is the head of the household, somebody I can submit to, you know, a husband being a protector. I trust him to lead me and put me in my place respectfully. you know, and Miles was like, okay, you keep hollering that masculinity. I'm not sure I understand what you mean about that, because I am masculine, you know, and he was like, that part is just bothers me. And so he said, he is a man. Miles said he needs to know that one thing about her is that I need to know that my wife, that she's into me, that you basically, if we was to lock in the house like the pandemic, and he probably thought that you just be all over me or we just be feeling each other, but it wasn't like that for him. It's a good feeling when you feel wanted. And it is. You don't want to be nobody that don't want you or don't feel like they want you. Nobody wants that. You know, and anyway, they're just not, Karen just not, I guess, and I don't want to say she's not into him. She's just not, she wants somebody to just put her in a place, tell her off, you know, go over there, hush, girl, I'm not rubbing your feet today. I mean, like, hush, no, cook my dinner and shut up. Is that what you want? And he's just not that dude. You know, I think that Miles can be that, and it's not masculine. It's really not. We need to stop saying it. It's not. He's masculine. But as far as having that, you know, as they say, alpha male or that man, you know, I think it's confusing to him because he really chooses not trying to do too much because he don't know how you're going to take it. So I think you've given him mixed signals. But anyway, I ain't finna dwell on that. And they about to be over with. Save my voice. Not sure if, he said that he's not sure if they're going to ever get to that place of intimacy. You know, but he said he will be willing to create a space for her, but he's not sure if it's going to ever get there. So Woody and Amani, yeah, and after that, it was basically, they were going, you know, talking about, you know, decision day, you know, going to each other's apartment and talking about decision day and packing up and get ready to leave. Some left the apartment, some went back to their home. Looks like Karen left. I guess she said, I want to go back home. But yeah, this little made up thing at the end where Money was talking to Woody and she asked him a question, you know, and it was basically about decision day and stuff. And he was like, well, I'm gonna be mad if you say no, I'm gonna flip over tables, I'm gonna do all this, you know, and I probably just, you know, just leave. And so she's like, what? And I may be telling it a little wrong, but she was like, what? And he was like, I don't know about that. It's like, you just went left. And she was like, I don't know about that. I was like, girl, where you come over that made up all right, but that ain't even nothing to talk about. Producer told you to do that. That didn't go over well. So no, that's not something we even believe. We know that y'all both gonna say yeah. We know that y'all gonna make it. We know that y'all gonna last. So tell me down in the comments, y'all. This is the last video before decision day. Next week is gonna be decision day. Who do y'all think will say yes? Who do y'all think will say no? Who will make it? Who won't make it? Do y'all think that Karen and Miles are going to say yes? Do you think Karen is going to say yes? Do you think Miles is going to say yes? You know, how's it going to work? So you guys get down in the comments and let's talk about it. But, you know, I don't even have to say that no more because y'all be over here in anywho, honey. Anywho. All right, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to do what? Make sure that you like. Make sure that you comment and make sure that you subscribe. And if you're watching this via Facebook, make sure that you do what? Like and follow. And once again, make sure that you go and follow 3BL. All right, 3BL. I am now a brand ambassador. I'm super excited about that. Make sure that you go and follow, and I will put the information down below. All right, you guys, I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you. Deuces.